We're often asked how long it takes us to do our chores in the morning. So this week on the Bowser Journal, come along with us. Let's see how it goes.
So in the mornings, we usually come out about 6:50 in the morning. And here's a list of the things that gotta get done at minimum. Water the ducks, feed the ducks, collect the duck eggs, water the chickens, feed the chickens, collect the chicken eggs, feed the cow, clean up the cow poop, give the cow hay, feed the baby goats, and then milk the goats. Oh, and water for the geese, fresh water for the ponds for the geese to swim in. And we still gotta be at work by 8 o'clock. We better get cracking. One of the things you learn pretty quickly is how to do things one-handedly. Watch. So this is why you got to do the duck water every day. Look how dirty that is. So normally I come with the water and the feed in one hand, but sometimes, filming a video throws everything out of whack. So I got to go get a bucket of feed and then come back. So here we go. Ready? See? That's much easier. Jenny's got to have a clean pool. So now step 2, we got to take care of the chickens. So I've already rinsed out and cleaned the ducks watering thing. So I'm gonna fill up theirs, but I'm gonna multitask here. And I'm also gonna start giving the water to the goats and stuff. So I'll turn that on and then I'll turn it off when I come back up because that's gonna fill up theirs down there. But you're probably wondering, Chuck, the water's running in the goose's pond. Let me show you something. The watering systems have these timers on them. So once I turn it on, I can walk away and forget. I don't have to remember to come back and turn this off. So her water thing will turn off. It'll overflow a little bit, but ducks like playing in mud. So that's a set and forget. One hand.
Harley likes to come along for all the chores in the morning. Every morning. That's why we call him Mr. Bojangles.
Step 2 done.
We do a thing called kid sharing, which is why the babies are really crying right now. We separate the mamas and the babies once they get about 2 to 3 weeks old at night so that we can milk the mamas out in the morning. We share the milk. We leave enough for the babies to get a little bit of a drink, but then they get to nurse all day. So the mamas already start weaning at about 3 weeks. so it really doesn't hurt the babies. Plus they get introduced to a little bit of grain in the morning. Y'all already broke one of your... You gotta fix that today. Now we're ready to milk the mamas. They get fed on the stands. All right. Penny is a brand new mom, and because of that, her udder and her teats haven't quite filled out. So it's a little difficult to milk her. So if I get some on the stand, that's why. This is called a hobble. Penny likes to kick. Actually, both of them do. So we put a hobble on it. So she has to put all of her weight on this leg. This leg stays back, and it helps her keep from kicking the bucket or kicking me. I've made my own goat wipes using some doTERRA On Guard concentrate and water, just with cotton baby wipes, and I keep them in here. That way we can clean off her teats and udder and make sure that the milk is all nice and doesn't have any bacteria in it. It will sometimes get a little bit of hair in it, but that's okay because we strain the milk. I apologize if I'm sweaty. It's a little warm out here in Florida already. So you never want to drink the first milk, so we just squirt that out in case any dirt or debris got up in there. We don't want to have that in our good milk that we're going to keep. You can see she's still really small, so sometimes it runs down the side of my arm and gets all over the place. So I have a milk bath every morning, at least with Penny. Noelle's a second time mother, so she's a lot easier to milk. So we recently, we were having a problem with them slipping on the wood, so we went and got one of these, I guess it's a mat for like a shop or something that's padded. And
actually, it's a stall mat for horses. Oh,
it's a stall mat for horses, and cut it so that they don't slip anymore.
So the kitty's not down here this morning, but again, we are running kind of late. It's actually 9:30 because it's a Sunday. Normally we're down here at like 7:15, so she's usually down here feeding. We give her a little bit of food in the morning and that's it, because remember, her job is to hunt rodents. So just enough food to keep her coming back. Her true food source is hunting down rodents. Now we need to do the hay. So as you can see, remember we built this haystack just what, a week ago, and we're already out of orchard and getting close back to being down to having to go get more hay. Also got to do a quick scan of the floor, make sure there's no huge piles of poop. If there is, we got to cover it with hay. Looks good this morning. Now let's get the water done. We keep this extra bucket down here just to do the water. This bucket is going to do several things. So remember, I turned on that water on top of the hill, so this should be pushing out water. Uh-oh, we got a problem. Part of the morning chores is sometimes you got to deal with problems. What does that mean? It means my splice up at the top of the hill needs to be fixed again. This splice breaks on me quite often. I got to fix it again, but I want to bury a pipe. So my long-term goal is to replace this with a pipe.
Time for the next goat. Go, Penny. Come on. Come on, Penny. You can see Noelle is a lot bigger than Penny, so She's much easier to milk. Over here when you're done. So for both goats, right now it takes me about 20 minutes to milk Penny. I can usually milk Noelle out in 10 to 15 minutes, depending on if she fights me or not. One thing with the mamas, they will hold the cream back for their babies so that their babies get the most nutrients and the rich cream. And the cream is what we want, because we want to filter it out and get the cream for coffee and things like that, or sour cream. So at the end, she'll actually, I'll quit milking her. She'll quit, she will quit producing milk when I'm doing this. So we have to do like the babies do, and you bump her like this, just like the babies do when they're nursing, and she'll let down more milk and give us that cream that we want.
What's that, Duke? What is that, buddy? You gonna do your happy dance this morning, Duke?
He's a happy boy. He's a good stuff. So you can see when I'm squeezing, there's nothing coming out. But if I bump her like the babies do, then there's more milk. So with goats, well, actually with any animal, you want to make sure you completely milk them out to keep the production up. So we do this several times until she's not producing anymore. And that's where all the good rich cream is, at the very end, at least when they're nursing. Later, she won't hold the cream back once the babies are weaned. All right, Mama, you are done.
So I always save a little bit of the water to get this last bit of milk off the milk stand. That'll dry over day. It'll be ready for tomorrow.
You gotta watch where you're walking on a farm.
I think somebody knows that she's getting milk this morning.
Oh yeah, she's waiting for her treat. Time for Harley's favorite part of the chores. I've already washed my hands. It's just a rule of thumb. You come inside from being on the homestead, you're gonna wash your hands. So now we have to filter the milk to make sure there's no hair or anything left in it. So we have this filter. It comes with a little filter that's there, and there's an additional filter, kind of like a little bit thicker than a coffee filter would be, that you put inside of it. So as you can see, there's some hair and little like leaf or something in there. So we're gonna go ahead and pour it and see how much milk we get today. We don't pasteurize our milk here on Bowser Ranch because there are health benefits to drinking raw milk, especially raw goat milk. It has an A2 protein, which works well with our human bodies. As you can see, we got a little over half of, well, it's 4 cups, which is half of a half gallon. Because Harley is such a good farm dog. Harley, come. Seats. Blood. We'll give her a little treat. Seats. Harley, blood. Morning chores are done. We do have night chores, but it's basically just putting them to bed and feeding the goats a little bit. So it takes about 5 to 10 minutes. So until next time, live your own story.